To another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I will detail two major deaths in the Rollin' 100 Crips community. The Rollin' 100 Crips are an alliance and collective of different gangs in Los Angeles County, most hailing from the Westmont.
Welcome to another episode, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And this is the deadly internal war between the Rollin' 100 Crips. They had a deadly internal war. Let's continue.
District of the west side of South Central Los Angeles. Most of these gangs formed in the 70s and 80s. The Westmont district has a total area of 1.8 square miles and an average population around 30,000 residents in the area. Westmont's overall crime rate is higher than the national average. Residents face about a 1 in 35 chance of being a crime victim each year. Violent crime in Westmont occurs at an estimated rate about 5 incidents per 1,000 residents per year. This includes serious offenses like assault, robbery, and homicide, which is significantly above the typical U.S. norms. According to data, some violent crimes in the area can be 65 to 75% above the national average. Approximately 20% of the residents live below the poverty line. In South Central's Westmont area, that's more than 1 times the California average, and that breakdown with poverty and unemployment leads to a lot more crime in these areas. The Westmont district was notoriously known as an area in Los Angeles with a high African American population. In the 2000s, the area was around 57% black. In the 2010s, the area was around 50%, and as of now, the numbers are around 40%. So in the area, there's a lot of black gangs, from sets like the 107 and 11 Deuce Hoovers to the Different Lane Bloods, along with a host of Crip gangs. Now the Crip gangs we mentioned before are gangs in a Rollin' 100 Crip alliance. That includes hoods like the Underground Crips, the Block Crips, the 111, and the 11-5 Neighborhood Crips, among others. As I mentioned, some of these gangs were all allies, but by 2020, a lot would change in the hundreds. An alliance that lasted decades would crumble. Close friendships and family ties were thrown out the window. We all know this tale. Many gangs who were like brothers and cousins have fell out. It's nothing new, but many didn't see this new war happening. The Underground Crips, also just known as the UGs, and the Block Crips share a close relationship, so them taking on one's allies, the 111 and 11-5 Neighborhood Crips, would send the Rollin' 100 Crip alliance in chaos. Lavelle Gilchrist, also known as Little Spy, was a well-known member from the Block Crips. He was an active member for well over a decade, which meant he was involved in a lot and seen a lot, and did his fair share of jail and prison bids.
I washed my hands one time. They said, "Where you from?" I said, "Rollin' Crip." They said, "Which one?" "All of them." No, the nigga at the seat come out. "No, which one?" "All of them."
Damn me.
One hand though, like, "No, but out of all of them, which one you from?" "All of them." "Oh, you got the thing." "Don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it. How you get in there though, cuz? Get in there,
I said, "Well, oh, he."
Little Spy's life got a lot of speculation of what happened to him and his demise, which his unfortunate death was on January 5th, 2021. 2021 in Los Angeles also saw notable local increases in shooting and homicides, especially in South Central. Many would create rumors in the streets and social media that Little Spy's death was a result of a backdoor situation and inner circle beef. With him being a Block Crip, it became speculation in his death that it was tied to the 111 Neighborhood Crips. And the facts are, Little Spy was killed by a 16-year-old gang member. With him only being 16 when Little Spy was murdered, his full name was not announced, and he's only referred to as AW. So with that, he will be called AW every time I mention him. But let's get into this case. AW was born in 2004, and he had a troubled upbringing. He was back and forth between the care of his mom and his grandmother, and had a lot of CPS visits from things going on inside his mother's home growing up. According to his grandmother, AW began.
The thing that always strikes me is just how young these individuals are. 16 years old, now accused of murder. Murdering someone in a gang, murdering someone in his own faction. You know, once very close allies, these gangs here for sure. The Rollin' 100s.
Getting in trouble when he was just 14 years old after he returned to his mother's care. His criminal history began in June of 2019 when he was 14 and broke into a car dealership. He was said to have stole 2 cars and crashed them both. He was later released to his mom, who attacked him. His mother later explained that she hit AW out of frustration. A social worker investigated the family, but found allegations of general neglect and physical abuse inconclusive. According to the caseworker's notes in July of 2019, AW stole his mother's car, so she sent AW to live with his father. While living with his father, AW stole his grandmother's car and was arrested for robbery. From June 2019 to January 2020, AW had multiple arrests for robbery, burglary, and violations of vehicle codes, resulting in 6 violations. AW went to camp in 2020 from March 6, 2020 through November 2020. While at camp, AW had 33 write-ups for, among other things, not following instructions, trying to entice others to not follow them, and gang-related physical altercations that he instigated. He was also found with a vape pen.
33 write-ups is a lot. Even in camp, in a juvenile hall, what have you, 33 write-ups means that you're a bit mismanageable, certainly. 16 years old, he ended up, let's see if he caught the case. Well, I guess, yeah, he caught the case because they didn't release his name because he was a minor. 16 years old and caught a murder case, again, against someone in his own faction. The gang culture, the gang life loves no one. Doesn't love me, it doesn't love you. You can love it, but it will soon show you that it does not love you back.
And had been in about 15 fights, most of all which were gang-related. He was released on November 30th, 2020, and he jumped right back in the streets. Just months after his release from camp, AW allegedly committed Little Spy's murder. Little Spy was shot and killed on January 5th, 2021, at about 10:45 p.m. near his apartment building on South Hope Street. Spy was a block Crip, and his gang was having small feuds with a gang that AW belonged to, being the 111 neighborhood Crips. By this time, it was nothing serious. Video surveillance showed that about 9:43 p.m. that day, a red Jeep followed by a white car drove up and down South Hope Street. Soon thereafter, an individual wearing dark clothes approached the front door of Spy's apartment building. He left and returned a few minutes later with AW. AW and his accomplice then went into a parking lot directly across the street from the apartment complex. While they were in the parking lot, Spy arrived on foot and went into the apartment building. Shortly after, AW and his accomplice walked towards South Hope Street and out of camera view. The red Jeep was seen driving up and down the street again. 45 minutes after Spy arrived home, AW and his accomplice returned to the parking lot. 5 minutes later, Spy exited his apartment, and AW and his accomplice followed him and hid behind a concrete pillar. When Spy walked towards them, they both shot at him. He then collapsed. The shooters then ran, but AW's accomplice turned and shot once more at Spy. In total, AW shot once, and AW's friend shot numerous rounds. The investigation into the murder revealed that on the day Spy was killed, he communicated via Instagram with someone called The Realist. Spy and The Realist agreed to meet. After Spy sent his address, The Realist responded, "I'm on my way," and shortly after that, said, "I'm pulling up in a white vehicle." Spy responded that he was coming right down. In the weeks leading to Spy's murder, AW communicated with someone over social media to obtain a gun and bullets. Just weeks after AW killed Little Spy, Kalik, another 16-year-old.
What? He communicated with someone on social media to obtain a weapon. He is 16 years old. Still, someone should tell him better than that, lace him better than that. Someone. He's from a gang, obviously steeply involved, accused of this, steeply involved in the gang. It's not an easy task. It's not normal to take someone's life. It's not normal. We've normalized it, and we look at it almost as if it's nothing. We become desensitized. But it's really outrageous to take someone's life. For a 16-year-old to do it, probably without remorse, it's just even more outrageous. We all need to do better. Of course, he's just accused of this, or we'll see if he was found guilty. But still, you're on social media, on Instagram, seeking a weapon with, oh man. Yeah, they're going to go and find that information on your social media and use it against you. course.
Was murdered on January 29th, 2021. Video surveillance showed that AW and Khalid were smoking together and talking. AW then shot him several times. AW has been separately charged with the murder. But AW's crime spree didn't stop. He also committed a series of robberies in January and February of 2021. On January 16, 2021, AW and an accomplice robbed a market. On January 29, 2021, AW and two accomplices robbed 4 7-Elevens. During one robbery, AW pursued the cashier as she tried to escape. He took her chain, and he pointed guns at the employees and pushed one down. On February 5th, 2021, AW, acting alone, robbed a Boost Mobile. 2 days later, on February 7, 2021, he was driving and failed to stop at a red light. He was pulled over, and a loaded gun was found, but he wasn't in custody until March of 2021. While in the juvenile system, it still seems like he's raising hell, being involved in a lot of gang altercations, and it seems like his juvenile stay will be lasting until he's 25, and then from that point, it will be decided his outcome. Now, Little Spy's death made an internal war in the hundreds, and more bullets will be flying, and more death would occur on both sides. Another major death would be Craig Batiste, aka Big, also known as the Mayor. Now, Big was a major hustler back in the 80s and 90s, making a lot of money in the streets. He was known for having a lot of nice cars, and even owning a few businesses in his heyday in the streets. And that would trickle down to his kids. Big is the father of LA entrepreneur Craig Batiste Jr., also known as the owner of Mr. Fries. He once had ties to the Block Crips before he turned his life around and went legit. As you can see, he was with deceased Block Crip KP, and even Little Spy before their deaths. Another one of Big's sons is well-known Black Crip, Flame Gang Uzi, who is also a rapper from the same hood. He is an active member and highly respected out his section and others. Now, even though Big had major ties all throughout the rolling hundreds, and especially the Black Crips where he was from, he made a change in his life, getting into gang intervention and becoming a positive force in his community. Big maintained many schools in his neighborhood and was a part of the LA Safe Passage program, walking kids to school and steering them away from trouble. But Big, who was 54 years old, died on September 8th, 2021, after being shot on West 111th Street in Westmont. The 54-year-old was gunned down while grabbing a cup of coffee around 8:30 a.m. The victim was standing near the intersection when a dark-colored sedan drove up, and a passenger opened fire on the victim as he ran away. An occupant got out the car and chased him down in the driveway and shot him. The driver got away and was last seen headed on 111th Street. Big was found unresponsive at the scene and had multiple gunshot wounds. He was declared dead. The gunman was described as only being a black male.
Gunman responsible for the shooting death of a beloved community leader in South Los Angeles.
Family and friends tell us this Westmont community will never be the same without Craig Batiste. The 54-year-old former gang member turned neighborhood peacemaker gunned down Wednesday morning near West 111th and South Hobart, not far from where he grew up.
He was holding this area together. He is a peacekeeper. He's the interventionist that would be out here if this was someone else and would make sure these young guys don't go anywhere and hurt anybody.
Skip Townsend is a friend and fellow gang interventionist. He says everyone knew Batiste by his nickname Big, not for his size, but for what the 54-year-old did for this community.
Little in stature, but big and hard. Also was soft as a teddy bear.
Batiste maintained many of the schools in his neighborhood and was part of LA's Safe Passage program, walking children to and from school, steering them away from trouble. Tonight, LA City Attorney Mike Fuhr saying in part, gun violence knows no boundaries. We will remember Craig as a community leader and honor his memory by working to end the scourge of gang and gun violence.
Everyone in the South LA community seemed to know him, and they all said the same.
And of course, as they just said, that was Skip Townsend, the gang interventionist. Just did a video on him not long ago when he was saying, talking about the internet beef. So yeah, Big here, I know of this individual. Our neighborhoods are in close proximity, and it's unfortunate. Just an illustration. It's hard. Try to get out of the gang life. Let's say he was legitimate and sincere, genuine with getting out of the gang life. He was helping children get to school safely, and he was doing the work. His children apparently were still in the street, but not him. 54 years old, he had turned the corner. He was out getting a cup of coffee, probably on his way to work. And you still get gunned down because of your past. Or, I don't know why, but let's just say, whatever you've done in the past, even though you turned the corner, you changed your life, people still want a piece of you for whatever, people still want to exact revenge for whatever you did during the past. You've changed your life, but they haven't, or they don't forgive you, even though you've changed your life. It doesn't change what you did 15 years ago, 20 years ago, as far as they're concerned. And so they're still hunting you down, let's say. And then something like this happens. Now, again, I don't know what happened here or, why he lost his life. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, it's hard. You try to get out of the gang banging, you're in the culture. You finally turn the corner, you're trying to get out, but you're still in the same neighborhood, basically, because you're trying to help the people in the neighborhood get out as well. You don't want to just turn your back on them, so you're still there trying to do the work and get them out, and then you get gunned down. It's like, damn, man, I turned my life around. I'm not even in this stuff no more. I'm trying to get people out of here. I'm helping the community. They saying that he was beloved and was really helping the community. Tough situation, man.
Same thing. Craig Batiste couldn't have been a better person. Called big for the size of his heart, the 54-year-old was having a cup of coffee with his neighbor near 111th and Hobart at about 8:30 Wednesday morning.
Just before 9, LA Sheriff investigators say a passenger in a dark-colored sedan opened fire on Batiste as he tried to run away. They do not yet have a motive.
And my belief, whoever did this couldn't have known who he was, because I don't believe anyone who knows that he was the fabric of this community, that he was the one holding it together, would ever hurt a peacemaker.
In Westmont.
Since Big's death, the war intensified. The new war between the blocks and the 111s was full-fledged, and Flame Gang Uzi would take his father's death hard, even issuing a statement. You would see both sides dissing each other in various ways, from graffiti and tags, along with social media posts dissing each other, to clothing, to members even pulling up in each other's hoods.
PC, motherfucking Z. Fuck dummies.
9 decades of peace and unity was thrown away in a matter of a few years. Now a new war started and doesn't look to end anytime soon. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't.
Wow. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Rest in peace to Big and to Lil Spy as well. Streets ain't for anyone. It's just not. And it be your own. It be your own people, be your own kind, your own hood. You end up having a beef or some little get down, some little internal beef, and then boom, they take you out. After all you done did for your neighborhood, been banging since you was 10 years old, representing your hood, then did it all. Been in prison, been shot, and shot somebody. And then when it's all said and done, they shoot you, your gang. This is what you want to sign up for? That makes no sense. You better, and if you have already signed up, you better get out. Stay safe and stay free, people.